I'm here with Camille Gretter, Drake Rowing commit, and Emily Elizalde, Clemson Rowing commit. Camille, how did you first get started with rowing?
It kind of started during the pandemic, so there wasn't really a lot going on, and my mom had heard about it through the university, so I just decided I'd give it a try.
And Emily, how about you?
Mine was the fall before the pandemic, and my mom saw this flyer on Facebook, and she signed me up for the Learn to Row camp, and then I joined the team after.
And how did you first kind of start looking at schools and getting into the recruiting process?
For me, it kind of started when we were in a race in Des Moines, and I'd reached out to the Drake coach and kind of started talking to him. Later throughout the recruiting process, I started talking to a couple other different schools, but ultimately Drake was my number one.
And Emily, how about you?
I didn't know I wanted to row until early junior year, where my time started dropping, and then coaches started reaching out to me, and then I realized I could get money from it, so I kind of just went from there.
And you mentioned that you looked at a few other schools. What were some of the schools that you were looking at before ultimately committing to Drake?
The main ones I talked to other than Drake were Michigan State University and Notre Dame, but ultimately Drake offered me the best financial process. For me, it wouldn't at other schools it was going to be a lot more expensive, so Drake was the best option for that.
I took multiple official visits this fall. I went to Minnesota, UCLA, Syracuse, and Michigan. I also looked at Iowa, but I felt like Clemson was more of a home to me, and I liked a small town where the college kind of made up the town.
And who have some people been that have helped you along the way with your recruiting process?
Definitely my parents, the most of all. Just helping me and talking to me about it and letting me know their opinions.
I feel like my parents were always there, but I kind of took it upon myself and kind of did everything. I went on the visits alone and did research on my own time.
And what has been one of your favorite memories from rowing?
Honestly, just making a lot of new friends. Since our rowing team's a club team, there's kids from Liberty, City High, there's someone from CCA, we used to have someone from Linn-Mar, so it's people from all over, just people I wouldn't normally get to meet. It's been fun to get to know them.
I would say definitely the experiences and the opportunities it's given me to visit other schools and have an opportunity to go out of state with a scholarship.
And what is one thing that rowing has taught you?
Probably for me, it's taught me a lot of patience and leadership skills for my position. That's been a big thing, especially with newer people on the team constantly, being patient with them and helping them learn how to row, and then being a leader to them once they figure out how to do it, and being a second coach on the water is something I've learned how to do and really grown that way.
I feel patience as you're still learning the sport, no matter how long you've been doing it, and also pushing your body past its comfort zone, because it does hurt, but the end goal is kind of what we're aiming for.
Thank you so much, Camille and Emily, and we'll see you next time on Recruiting Trail.